Epstein revelations are unbelievable. To be honest, I never thought it was actually going to get worse, but it does. It keeps getting worse somehow. All right, we got to talk about Europe. We got to talk about Israel. We have a lot of idiots that we need to talk about because honestly, this is one of the craziest twists of all time. Keir Starmer, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, is being forced to resign. He's probably going to jail. Like, dude, England is falling apart. So let's try to understand the context here, because a lot of people like saying, oh, Epstein, Trump, Epstein, Trump. Trump was not friends with Epstein. That's something proven, straight up proven in the Epstein files. It was proven in the Epstein files that Trump is not related. But you know who is? All the Europeans. You know who is related to Epstein? Every single leftoid in the Western world. They're all related to Epstein. So they loaded their gun. They fired it at Trump. It grazed his ear, and then they shot leftist politicians across this entire European ecosystem. So we got to talk about England straight up collapsing in Congress over this. All right, the Goyim are going insane, quite literally. So anyway, breaking news: the Clintons are asking for public hearings in the files. All right, so in my opinion, they're probably going to try to expose some people to save themselves. Absolute W. I fully support the idea of everything being public, actually. This is incredible. This is really good. This is great, actually. I see some people saying, no, it's not good, but it's amazing. Absolutely, because in my opinion, my stance is every single person that was involved in diddling kids with Epstein, I want them to die. I want them dead. So anyway, after a court case, obviously, after a court case, all right, tarred and feathered, as they say, but after a court case only. I'm not calling for violence. I would just support their execution publicly. Spike kind of shit. Anyway, after a court case, of course, obviously. So anyway, they want public hearings, and this is actual footage of them doing a public hearing. For those of you that are unaware, this is actual footage of their public hearing.
You thinking what I'm thinking, partner? Aim for the bushes.
There goes my hero, watch him as he goes. There goes.
So yeah, so that is the actual footage of what they're doing here with the public hearings. It's pretty incredible. This is just Bill and Hillary, right now. They're doing their thing. All right, now anyway, one thing that I think is incredible, and I had to include this in the video, is because before we even look at England falling apart, we have to look at the Democrats all straight up turning around and running the other direction, being like, we don't need to talk about Epstein. We should have never brought this up. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Will you ever cover the Epstein files? No, maybe watch a YouTube video on it. All of it is super boring to me, though. I have no desire.
Epstein stuff is super boring to Epstein-y over here. You've got to be kidding me, bro. What are we talking about?
I think it's the biggest red herring, like, mindfuck waste of time in the universe.
Yeah, now you do. Now that the files came out.
Maybe I'll listen to something later on it. I don't know. I have zero interest. Until something like more solid comes out, I have zero interest in unverified, unauthenticated emails that are just showing crazy shit out. It's just the most boring thing in the world to me.
Yeah.
There's like a billion other people that are going over it. So how can you say the emails are non-verified? The FBI released parts of Epstein's private emails. No, can you explain? When I say unverified, I mean like we don't know the authenticity of any of the claims made in the emails. Like people can talk shit or say a bunch of random crazy shit in the emails. I assume the FBI would have ran a lot of these down. Like I just have no interest in reading through like a million crazy emails to see a bunch of crazy things. I was like, I don't know how to validate or verify if any of these accusations are true.
Right.
If anything comes of it that's actually true, I imagine, or I hope that some investigative journalist figures it out, or maybe there's a fucking there's never gonna be a DOJ thing, not under this administration.
Right.
But otherwise, it's just the most boring thing in the universe to me.
Yeah. So I think this is incredible clip because after straight up a year of the left calling Trump a pedophile because Epstein situation or whatever. Here we got the most diabolical cope in the history of time. I don't even think we should really talk about the Epstein files. Epstein files is really not important, actually. It doesn't actually incriminate anybody. I don't even know why we were trying to release the Epstein files, to be honest. It doesn't actually accuse anybody of any wrongdoing. I don't know. There's literally no red. It's just a red herring, no smoking gun. There's nothing actually really we need to talk about here. We should probably not even talk. We should address other things, actually. We need to talk about Donald Trump being orange and stuff and probably deporting people that shouldn't be deported or whatever. I don't know. We really shouldn't be talking about the Epstein files whatsoever. Actually, it's not even important at all. Yep. Anyway, did you know that allegedly he had child porn on his computer? Probably a coincidence. But anyway, we gotta move on, bro. The Epstein files are horrible news for the Democrats. This is amazing, dude. This is amazing. So Destiny, large libtard defender extraordinaire, losing his mind. Yeah, the Epstein files were never really a thing. Yeah, okay, dude. Yeah, okay, dude. All right, next we have to talk about Ehud Barak. All right, now before we get into the gigantic mess that is England, we have to talk about the former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak sneaking into Epstein's house, his face all covered. All right, we don't know who it is. Who could this guy possibly be? I don't know. Anyway, this guy who we cannot possibly know who this is from this picture is Ehud Barak, former Israeli Prime Minister, and he was a mega leftist. Still is. He's still around. He's a mega giga leftist. Ehud Barak. He was giving away land to Palestinians and stuff like that. He actually leads all the anti-Netanyahu protests in Israel. And I have to actually give you so much background because I feel like this entire story was discombobulated and there's a lot to talk about. Now, you probably think that who do you think the most vindicated politician is when it comes to the Epstein files? Now, I saw a lot of people say Trump is vindicated because, even though he's mentioned a lot, he's not actually incriminated. All right, fair, whatever. Who do you think the most vindicated politician is? The one that's celebrating the most? That's right. It's Benjamin Netanyahu. This dude has been posting non-stop about Epstein because his arch nemesis, Ehud Barak, was everywhere in the Epstein files. All right? Literally, this is the biggest twist of all time. All right, so Benjamin Netanyahu not incriminated in anything in the Epstein files. In fact, Epstein admitted he hated Netanyahu, but Netanyahu is having the greatest day of all time. All right, so for the record, Netanyahu was first calling for the Epstein files to be released in 2019 because he knew it incriminated Ehud Barak, the leftoid. All right, so an amazing revelation from Ehud Barak that was exposed in the recordings of his pedophile friend Jeffrey Epstein. Ehud Barak suggests carrying out selection among Jews and importing to Israel the right kinds of Jews who are neither Mizrahi nor right-wing. When the left and its messiah Ehud Barak failed to win at the ballot box, they try to replace the people. Does that sound familiar? Jeffrey Epstein was straight up pushing the Great Replacement conspiracy theory, all right, with mass migration through all of Europe and Israel. He was trying to Great Replacement theory the Israelis as well. He was a global left retard, all right? And in fact, they caught him on tape admitting it.
Then I believe we have to break the monopoly of the Orthodox Rabbi night on marriage and funerals and whatever, and the definition of ritual, and accept open in a sophisticated, subtle manner.
Yeah, so by the way, this is Ehud Barak, leftist Prime Minister of Israel, talking to Jeffrey Epstein about letting other people immigrate into Israel that aren't necessarily Jews.
Open the gates for massive conversion into Judaism.
He wanted to do massive conversion to Judaism for Russians, for leftist Russians, and import them into Israel to steal Israel. Basically what the leftists are doing in America and through all of Europe, opening their borders and stuff, is what Jeffrey Epstein and Ehud Barak were planning on doing to Israel. It's another anti-God movement, radical leftist position. And this is crazy. So, of course, obviously, our boy Netanyahu, or whatever, he was thrilled about all this. This is crazy. I'm literally in shock that this was revealed. So, now, this is everywhere in Israeli media right now. No one else is talking about it, obviously. But this is insane. Now, Jeffrey Epstein was definitely like a Jewish supremacist, a lot of people would call him. But he was not religious, radical leftist. All right, he was one of those woke Jews, which are some of the worst people out there, it seems. I found the criteria to find smart people. Okay. The more Jew you are, the smarter you are. You said you're 98% Jew. You're very smart. My ex-boss is 78% Jew. He is super smart. Less smart than you are. I have a close friend who is 99.3% Jew. He is crazy smart. We take all Jewish people. Sourcing can be done through relatives. Ask them to do 23andMe test. Do event for everyone who is 98% Jew. Also, all of them not religious. All right. Specifically looking for woke Jews. I'm telling you, man. This is diabolical, by the way. This is insane. But another twist that a lot of people are talking about right now interestingly enough, we had an email from Jeffrey Epstein saying, I do not like Israel at all. Like, do it any other location. I do not like Israel at all. All right. So quite frankly, one of the biggest twists for me in this entire Israel connection with Epstein, he was specifically connected to the mega woke radical left Jews. All right. And they all did parties together. In fact, he was in planes with Noah Chomsky, radical socialist Jew anti-Israel guy. All right. And it doesn't stop. It's honestly insane. Now, the really interesting side of all of this is the fact that he's pushing these leftist policies throughout the world. All right. In my previous video, I covered how he was pushing transgender ideology in the United States and stuff like that. But he is pushing the leftist migration replacement policies worldwide. All right. Netanyahu's obviously celebrating about this because he's right wing. But this is insane. Alex Jones needs a Grammy, bro. Alex Jones needs a Grammy. It's crazy. All right, that dude was right. There is a global strategy to replace the native populations or whatever of different countries. It's crazy. Now, we got to talk about England because in regards to people that are compromised by Epstein, England quite literally decided to commit suicide in public. All right, so the Jews got exposed and so did the Goyim. It's a terrible day. Anyway, Prince Andrew tortured and then had the female victim murdered, according to the new Epstein files. No one will ever forget that. Now, Prince Andrew lost his seat. Like, they literally removed him from his title of prince. All right, and a lot of people don't remember this because I mentioned this to a friend of mine, and they didn't even know this was a thing. Did you know what his excuse was? Do you know what his excuse was as to, witnesses that saw him with Epstein? Because it's straight up the funniest thing, I think, in the history of politics. All right?
And that she went on to have bath, possibly...
There's a slight problem with the sweating, because I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time, and that was, yes, I didn't sweat at the time because I had suffered what I would describe as an overdose of adrenaline in the Falklands War when I was shot at, and I simply, it was almost impossible for me to sweat.
Right. So essentially, and this is one of my favorite interviews of all time. Someone was like, Prince Andrew, we saw you at a Jeffrey Epstein party. Someone specifically mentioned that you were sweating at that party. We remember you sweating there with a very young Epstein girl. All right, it's pretty bad, right? So what's going on? And his response was, well, you see, that story has to be false because I don't sweat. In fact, I never sweat. I have a condition. I cannot sweat, so the story must be false. I am innocent of all charges. And of course, Reddit doing what it does, just pulled up every fucking image on the planet of Prince Andrew sweating, which is incredible. Which is just incredible. So yeah, so that's Reddit. So Reddit, doing its absolute best, just pulled up every image ever of this guy sweating. So that wasn't true. So the reality is Prince Andrew, not in a good spot. England is compromised. But in fact, England is so compromised that this is breaking news from yesterday. Prince Andrew has been removed from his royal residence and taken to an undisclosed location. This, I fact-checked, is true. This is a real thing that happened, right? Grok, is this true? And the answer is yes. Confirmed by multiple sources, BBC, CNN. All right? This actually did happen. He actually was removed from his royal residence and taken to an undisclosed location. I don't know what's going on, bro. I don't know what's going to be happening with this motherfucker, but oh boy. Oh me, oh my. Bro is not going to be in a good place after this, and he's not the only one. Now, speaking of connections with Epstein, this is just a coincidence, probably, all right? I'm just saying this so I don't get blasted by you YouTube overlords. But this is a portrait of King Charles, all right? I think it's supposed to be King Charles, right? Yes, this is a portrait of King Charles, the official portrait of King Charles. Now, this is the Baal. Now, Jeffrey Epstein was known to have a bank account called Baal, right? B-A-A-L, the demon or whatever, the pagan god, all right? The idol. So anyway, if you look at this portrait of King Charles, all right, and you double it, okay? It's probably a coincidence. You flip them both over, all right? You flip them both over, all right? You mirror image one of them. Are we noticing anything here? Is there anything weird that we're seeing here? I don't know, guys. Probably a coincidence. Are we seeing something? No, probably a coincidence, right, guys? It's probably a coincidence. I'm telling you, it's probably a coincidence, is what I'm trying to say. There's definitely nothing to be seen here. Right, bro? It's probably a coincidence. So, anywho, I'm just saying, England is, yeah, it's reaching. Oh, it's definitely reaching. Absolutely reaching. Super reach. Don't get me wrong. It's just pretty hilarious watching these people lose their minds. So, Keir Starmer is electing Peter Mandelson to be the ambassador to the United States. Peter Mandelson was mega fucking exposed in the Epstein files. Allegedly. So, watch this man lose his mind.
But can I
pay attention to his hands, all right? I'm gonna do it like this. Look at his hands, all right? He's using one hand to stop his other hand from shaking.
Reassure the House, Mr. Speaker. Let me reassure the House. The process for deciding what falls into those categories will not be a political process. It will be led by the Cabinet Secretary, supported by government legal teams.
Oh, my God. That's crazy. Could be Parkinson's. Oh, that's crazy cope, bro. Dude is stressed out of his fucking mind. He's panicking like crazy. The entire world elite got essentially exposed for being besties with history's greatest pedophile. All right, get out of here, dude. What are we talking about? That's what Asmongold said. Then why doesn't he shake in all of his other conversations? Then why is he only shaking now? He doesn't shake another time. Now he shakes? Get out of here, bro. What are we talking about, dude? Are we insane? Yeah, you're right. He's not the greatest, history's greatest pedophile. They didn't make a religion out of him like some other pedophiles. But anywho, these people are getting obliterated, like actually annihilated in their parliament in England.
Does the Prime Minister have full confidence in Peter Mandelson?
Mr. Speaker, let me start by saying the victims of Epstein are the forefront of our minds.
No, they're not, you absolute cuck. Get out of here, bro. This dude let rape gangs destroy his country. There's a rape every 54 minutes in London. Get out of here, bro.
He was a despicable criminal who committed the most heinous crimes and destroyed the lives of so many women and girls. The ambassador has repeatedly expressed his deep regret for his association with him.
Yeah, after he was caught.
He's right to do so. I have confidence in him, and he's playing an important role in the UK-US relationship.
This is interesting, Mr. Speaker. He says the ambassador has expressed full regret, but the victims of the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein have called for Lord Mandelson to be sacked. And just so the House is aware, in 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was convicted of child prostitution and sex trafficking that took place between 2002 and 2005.
That's pretty bad.
That is the precise period which Lord Mandelson called Jeffrey Epstein his best pal.
The Epstein files come out, all right, to essentially just to expose Trump, okay? Biden was able to do this for 4 years and he didn't. The Epstein files came out now just to expose Trump, and every single Euro cuck gets obliterated on the side. Holy, your best pal after he's convicted as a pedophile? What are we doing?
Was the Prime Minister aware of this intimate relationship when he appointed Lord Mandelson to be our ambassador in Washington?
Mr. Speaker, as she and the House would expect, full due process was followed during this appointment, as it is with all our...
They are not standing for this. Keir Starmer's a wanker. Bro, this dude is straight up killing England. He is following the Epstein playbook with the way he's killing England. It's great. You know, Epstein, I don't know how many women were abused by Epstein. All right. Some say it was dozens, some say it was hundreds. But it was tens of thousands in England that were abused because of the policies pushed by people like Starmer. All right. This is unbelievable.
Ambassadors. The ambassador has repeatedly expressed his deep regret. He is right to do so. He's now playing an important part in the US-UK relationship.
Bro did not answer the question. Were you aware that he said that Epstein was his best pal when he was already a convicted pedophile? And his answer is, everything is legal, nothing to see here, moving on, cheerio.
Mr. Speaker, I asked the Prime Minister if he knew. The fact that he didn't answer...
For the record, I really wanted to roast this guy harder, but my last time I covered England, the British government got pissed at me and took down my video for bullying and harassment of the British government. So I'm not allowed to actually be creative with my insults, all right? I'm just saying, I felt like it was important to cover, so we're doing it.
Indicates that he probably did know. I wasn't asking a question about process, I was asking a question about his judgment. The Daily Telegraph reports today that while Lord Mandelson was business secretary, he brokered a deal with Jeffrey Epstein while he was business secretary.
Oh,
and
boy.
that this occurred after Epstein had been convicted of child sex offences. Given this new information, does the Prime Minister really think it is tenable for our ambassador to remain in post?
Mr. Speaker.
By the way, a lot of people are not willing to talk about this because obviously the Jeffrey Epstein Mossad connections are crazy, but the Jeffrey Epstein MI6 connections are just as crazy. All right, it's a known fact that he worked with the MI6. Fact. All right. So you know the reality is, I think all these intelligence agencies globally are left-leaning, they have an agenda, and they're working together, and Epstein was an agent of all these guys, but it is not working out well for these guys right now.
Relationship between the US and the UK is one of our foremost relationships, and I have confidence in the ambassador in the role that he is doing.
Yeah, MI6 is British intelligence. It's like the CIA of England.
Mr. Speaker, I think it is embarrassing that the Prime Minister is still saying that he has confidence in a man who was brokering deals with convicted child sex offenders.
That is what he's saying. That's right. Don't you dare let him get away. Don't you dare let him get away. Don't let him snake out of there like the little sniveling scumbag he is. That's right. What you are saying is you're cool with pedophiles. Just say it, bro. Just say it.
While sitting in government. That is a disgrace.
True.
This government has repeatedly refused to declare Lord Mandelson's full interests. And as part of the appointment, there will have been extensive government vetting, including details and timings of Peter Mandelson's dealings with Jeffrey Epstein. So will the Prime Minister publish all these documents, including those about his interests?
Well, Mr. Speaker, as I say, full due process was gone through in relation.
Yeah, someone asked me to find it, so I just looked this up in like 2 seconds. This is an old email from Epstein in 2011 talking about how Libya is a rich country. By the way, do you remember England and America went to war at Libya, but whatever. So Libya is a rich country. I have friends, formerly with MI6 and Mossad, willing to help identify stolen assets. All right, dude. So yeah, anyway, there's tons of connections this guy has to like every intelligence agency.
To this appointment, as would be expected. As for the publication of documents, as she well knows, that's subject to a procedure which includes an independent element. Be subject to the usual procedure.
I love how she goes up there and is like, "Are you okay with pedophiles?" And then Starmer goes up there and literally says nothing. Like, bro could at least deny it. This is like unbelievable. Now, a lot of people are noticing this. Keir Starmer's approval rating is like 12%. That's not good, dude.
The Minister cannot answer any questions. That is not the behaviour of someone who has full confidence.
True.
The ambassador should be in the White House talking about how we respond to an incursion into NATO airspace. Instead, he is giving interviews about himself to The Sun. This is a man who already had to be removed from cabinet twice, and now we learned that he was brokering billion-pound deals with Jeffrey Epstein while business secretary. I didn't get a proper answer. He's talking about process. This is not about process. This is about judgment. Just last week, I told him that he should sack his deputy prime minister. They all cheered and congratulated themselves. She was gone 2 days later. His face too is broken, and he's got a totally new front bench. So I will ask him again, will he make sure that these documents are published, and will he actually instruct Peter Mandelson to publish all his correspondence with Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah.
She says the ambassador should be in the White House discussing NATO. He is, as we all are, with a number of international calls this morning and on Ukraine as well.
Do we blame this guy for having his hand shaking? He's literally getting raped in front of the country. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
The attack in Doha yesterday. Mr. Speaker, I see she's finally catching up with the questions that she should have asked last week about the Deputy Prime Minister.
Bro, are you really trying? Are you even trying to flip this, dude? She's just like, are you cool with the fact that you're electing pedophiles everywhere? And he's just like, I am doing my duty. The process is fine.
In the meantime, Mr. Speaker.
Look at them. Look at them. They're laughing at him in the parliament. Bro is losing his country in real time. He's selling out his country to the highest bidder, who happens to be Muslim. And it's honestly unbelievable. his soul leaves his body on like on a daily basis these days.
If that was really the case, then he wouldn't mind if the ISC had a look. And let's be clear, he says the Cabinet Secretary makes it non-political, but that doesn't make it independent. What we want is an independent look. The ISC is independent. The Cabinet Secretary works for him. We know that there will be a cover-up because this implicates the Prime Minister and his Chief of Staff, Morgan McSweeney, a protege of Peter Mandelson. The Prime Minister chose to inject Mandelson's poison into the heart of his government.
There it is! Oh my god, bro, you could see the moment his soul leaves his body. Dude, look at this clip. This is crazy. She says independent investigation, and look at this dude.
He works for him. We know that...
Oh my god, did you see that? Bro. Oh my god. Yeah, it's over, bro. It's so over, dude. It's crazy. So yeah, literally cannot stop his hands from shaking, getting humiliated in public. There is no coming back from this. Bro's out there doing their best to elect as many pedophiles as possible or something. I don't know. I'm not trying to piss off the British government. Please don't take this video down. Meanwhile, you have these guys being like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Obviously, Jeffrey Epstein was a Russian agent. He wasn't related to us at all.
Polish government think Epstein may have been spying for Vladimir Putin. Is the Prime Minister concerned that Peter Mandelson may have been leaking state secrets, not just to a paedophile American financier, but also a Russian agent?
Well, Mr. Speaker, he talks of a public inquiry. Obviously, the focus now has to be on the criminal investigation which has started. As he knows, that investigation will go wherever the evidence leads.
Right, sure.
And I've made it
totally
absolutely clear that the government will cooperate, as he would expect, with that criminal investigation, wherever it goes.
Yeah. So, bro, they're getting him on all sides. All right. They're like, listen, he's besties with a pedophile that was friends with everybody, potentially a Russian asset. So, yeah. So, England is falling apart. He really is. And Epstein was connected to everyone, and it's terrifying. It's straight up terrifying. But the reality is they are trying so hard, and this is crazy. So, Keir Starmer, now this is a crazy twist, behind the scenes, tried to block the release of Epstein files. That's right. Now, all of a sudden, all the lipdards are shaking. Now they're all scared.
The question is that Amendment A be made, since when an amendment to the amendment has been proposed as follows, that amendment at the end of the Amendment A, and which shall instead be referred to the Intelligence and Security Committee of Parliament, the question is the amendment be made and proposed amendment be made. As many of that opinion, say aye. Aye! The contrary, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Right.
Yep, the ayes have it. All right, so yes, speech impediment? No, that's a British accent.
The question is that Amendment A, as amended, be made. As many of that opinion say aye. Aye! Of the contrary, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The question is that the motion, as amended, to be agreed to, as many of that opinion say aye. Aye! Of the contrary, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Right.
Right. So basically, hilariously enough, today in Parliament, Keir Starmer tried to block the release of the files linked to Peter Mandelson and Jeffrey Epstein, and every single person voted him to not let that happen. And we are getting the files. They're all files. All the files are full of files. Bro, these guys are getting cooked, like, left and right. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. All right? And this is unbelievable. So now they're finally taking a moment to celebrate Elon Musk, because quite literally, one of the major reasons why these files are out is because Elon Musk made a tweet saying Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. So that is one of the major reasons why we're here at this point. So, you know, they try to thank him, but Elon Musk is like the arch nemesis of Europe at this point. In fact, they're dragging him into court. They're trying to arrest him in France right now. We'll cover that in a future video, because I try to do I'm definitely America first in my politics, but I am curious to see what the rest of the world is doing too.
We all owe a great vote of thanks and gratitude to Elon Musk and X, who has played his part in exposing a great deal of this evil.
He's right. He's just right. Shame. But he's literally just right. He's literally just right, because Elon Musk did do a big part in exposing this whole thing, and these people are mad at it. They would rather protect pedophiles than thank Elon. Understand the level of evil that's going on. Nux likes to watch the flames. Dude, retard on retard violence is my favorite thing. All right? This is absolute insanity. All right? For those of you that are unaware, this is complete and utter insanity. All right? They would rather run defense for an elite pedophile ring that's pushing mass migration, all right, than thank Elon Musk for exposing it. That is the state of England politics. Now, Keir Starmer went on television today to apologize. But before that, we have to look at Lord Falconer, and he refuses to ask any questions about Peter Mandelson. This might be one of the most excruciating videos I've ever seen.
Lord Falconer, while I have you, and as a senior member of the Labour Party, I do want to ask you about Lord Mandelson.
Right.
Well, do you mind if I don't go there?
Well, I thought you might say...
What? What do you mean? He's your buddy? He's like Epstein's bestie? Like, what do you mean we don't go there?
Yeah. No, I do kind of mind, because I know that you know him quite well.
Yeah.
You obviously worked with him during New Labour. Yeah. I'm not going to ask you the specifics, but I do want to talk to you about the way that this is impacting our politics at the moment.
Do you mind if I do? Because I'm talking about assisted dying today, which is such a big issue.
I'm talking about assisted dying, such a big issue. I'm trying to come up with new and incredible ways to murder people in England when they're old and they need assistance dying. I'm trying to push ethical murder, okay? And you want me to talk about pedophiles? I mean, yes, quite literally, that makes a lot of sense. After all, lust and wrath are 2 of the 7 deadly sins. In fact, they are also 2 of the 10 commandments. So this is perfect, right? The anti-God party, once again, tries to find a way to get even worse.
Both, primarily for the people who are affected by it. So I'm afraid I won't go there.
You're not going to comment at all?
Not going to comment at all.
Speak for at least 5 minutes about assisted dying, and I do think...
No, I'm not going to comment at all. I'm really sorry.
Oh, painful.
Is that because you've had a conversation with him and he's concerned?
I want the...
My boss, Epstein, I'm sorry. Mandelson, sorry. Keir Starmer told me not to talk about it.
Focus to be on assisted dying.
We did talk about that for at least 5 minutes, and we went through it in quite a lot of detail.
I'm really sorry.
I thought that I might be able to convince you to at least say something, because, of course, you were there in the moment in the Lords when he sat down.
This is painful!
Are you embarrassed by what's happened here?
I'm not remotely a bit embarrassed, but I really do want to focus on assisted dying.
We have talked about that. I was going to ask you another couple of questions on it. Have you spoken to Mr. Mandelson about this? I know you're a friend of his.
I'm sorry. Can we leave the focus on Mandelson and go to assisted dying?
We started on assisted dying.
These are the people with empathy. These are the people that say Trump is a fascist, by the way. All right, these are the ones that say America is a fascist state and Trump is a fascist and Trump is implicated in the Epstein files, even though he talks about it all the time. All right? Oh my God, dude. Like, these are the people that's calling Trump a fascist. Can we understand?
And as the government seems like it's in turmoil, having to sack its man in Washington, a man that you well know, I thought that you might want to say something either in his defence or about the situation we find ourselves in.
For the people who have been wanting change on assisted dying for years...
All right, let's talk about ethical murder instead of pedophilia, please.
Whose own relatives have really suffered.
This dude is going to need assisted dying very soon. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. That was a joke, by the way. That was a joke.
In relation to it. Yep. This is a really important day.
Yeah, assisted dying means killing off grandma because caring for her is a bother, and people that hate God don't believe in the 10 Commandments. And not just thou shalt not murder, it's also talking about honor your parents. Honoring your parents is a thing of the past, because if you don't believe in God, then why should you honor your parents once they're old? Just kill them, right?
And from my point of view, I am trying to make this change for those people. And so that's what I thought I was coming on to talk about.
And you are, and we did, and respectfully, we did talk about that in quite some detail, but I did want to get your feelings, your thoughts on the topic of the day, which is the resignation of a man from our position in Washington in scandal. And as a man of the Labour Party, I thought you might have something to say about it.
Well, I'm afraid I really want to focus on assisted dying.
OK, well, our viewers can make their own judgment on that decision, Lord Falconer.
Oh, this might be one of the most painful things I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm not even going to lie. Bro was sweating harder than Candace Owens trying to read. That was insane. Now, sweating harder than a hoe in church, as they say. Now, Keir Starmer decided to go live this morning. All right, so this is this morning British time, right? Which is like kind of still in the middle of the night for us. And he decided to make an apology. He's such a cuck. It's crazy. He's such a loser. He's such a loser, bro. It's unbelievable.
Let me be clear. No one is above accountability. And no one, however well connected, however experienced, however senior, should hold public office if they cannot meet the basic test of honesty.
My guy, you failed that test yesterday. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen politicians do apology videos. Because once you apologize, like, it means that you were wrong and everyone knows you're wrong, and everyone hates this guy. Everyone hates him. He literally needed to go into Parliament and run defense for a pedophile. All right? And now it sounds like he's advocating to remove him from his own office. I can't believe Queer Stalin is dropping apology videos.
I also want to address...
He's like at the verge of tears. Bro looks like a canned ham. I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to insult people on... I apologize, England. I don't want this video taken down. I want to talk about how you guys are compromised by pedophiles in peace.
Publication of the information Mandelson provided during the appointment process. I understand the strength of public feeling. I share the anger that people feel when powerful individuals appear to escape scrutiny.
My guy, you literally refuse to throw elections in your country. My guy, what are we talking about? They voted for mass deportations and you opened the border. I have never seen a more cucked man in my entire life.
And I want to be able to release those documents
I'm sure you do.
Quickly as
right.
possible.
Right.
I wanted to release them yesterday.
Oh, he wanted to.
And to talk
That's not how it looked like when I watched the video, but
about them at Prime Minister's questions. But the police have advised that releasing certain information now could risk prejudicing a future investigation or legal process.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. This is the most cope response of all time. The reason why I am hiring pedophiles is because if I expose them as pedophiles, it can hinder an investigation into their pedophilia. Yes. yes. Yeah, that's right. That's why all my besties are pedophiles. All my besties are pedophiles. Simply put, because if I get rid of them as friends, I would taint the investigation, actually. Which is why I keep them around me as much as possible. That was hyperbole, of course, and a joke. Don't fucking ban me, British government. But yeah, that's where we're at.
And however...
You see, my strategy is hiring all of the pedophiles and then exposing the bad pedophiles. I keep the good pedophiles at arm's length for research purposes, of course. And the bad pedophiles, we throw them to the wolves. That's right, that's right. Specifically white pedophiles. The brown pedophiles we leave on the streets. But the white pedophiles, we want them in public office.
Frustrating from my personal point.
That was a joke. He obviously elects brown pedophiles too.
To view that is, and it is.
He's not racist. He elects pedophiles of all colors. All right, I want to make this clear. Keir Starmer is not a racist. He has many things, but racism is not one of the things. All right, he elects all colors of pedophiles. All right, let's not jump the gun. He's woke. That was a joke, by the way. All right, I'm not bullying anyone or harassing them. I'm a comedian doing comedy for education purposes only.
I will not take any step, however politically tempting, however popular, that risks justice.
He's such a good man. He's just such a good man. He does not want to do the popular thing. Wow, what a guy.
Justice for victims. Because this is not and must never become a political game.
What?
The victims of Epstein have lived...
It's a political game. How dare you tell me to fire my friends that happen to be best friends with pedophiles? What?
With trauma that most of us...
Oh, the victims.
Barely
I care so much for the victims, I will even employ their rapist. Allegedly. I will employ him because I feel like it is more important for justice. Mm-hmm.
And they've had to relive it again and again.
My guy, why would you appoint this Mandelson guy? What are we doing unless you're compromised?
Accountability delayed and too often denied.
Uh-huh.
To them, I want to...
Bro, did they just cut the audio in the middle of this thing?
I am sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
We straight up got a YouTuber apology video from the Prime Minister of England. This is the most cucked human ever.
For what was done to you. Sorry that so many people with power failed you.
Break out the ukulele, sir.
Sorry for having believed Mandelson's lies and appointed him. And sorry that even now you're forced to watch this story unfold in public once again. But I also want to say this. In this country, we will not look away. We will not shrug our shoulders.
My guy, you have rape gangs in your streets that you are importing to your country. Quite literally, what are you talking about?
We will not allow the powerful to treat justice as optional. We will pursue the truth.
Right.
We will uphold...
We will pursue the truth, which is why he asked to not release the Epstein files.
...the integrity of public life. And we will do everything within our power.
Right.
And in the interests of justice.
Right.
To ensure accountability is delivered.
Right.
That is what the public expects. That is what the victims deserve.
And it's quite literally not what you're giving them. Yeah, very cool. Heartbreaking. Unbelievable. I can't believe this is so sad.
And it is what I will do.
Right. Bro, step down, bro. Just step down. Resign, dog. What are we doing? What are we doing? Just resign, my guy. He is. He's going to jail. It is happening. It's actually going to happen. You're going to see. So yeah, very bad day for the retards. Now, the retards are tarding even further. Now, you thought Britain was mega cucked after all of this. What if I told you the cuckery of England is only getting started? They are selling islands with American bases on the islands to China. That's right. Now, you thought they were cucked before. You thought that they were an occupied government that was fighting for our adversaries before. They are selling islands with our bases on it to China. So, Kennedy, by the way, this guy's the GOAT. This guy is straight up the GOAT. Everyone's like, England's such a good ally. Get the fuck out of here. What are we talking about? Where are your values? Our values don't even align anymore.
So I'm asking you, Prime Minister Starmer, I shouldn't have said what I said. Your testicles aren't on back order from Amazon. I take it back.
I love this guy. I love him. He is my favorite guy in the government. Well, maybe not. He's top 10 guys in the government. For sure. Not even close. I take back what I said, Mr. Starmer.
Please do the right thing here. If you're determined to give away these islands to Mauritius, which never owned them, which inevitably is going to help China, if you're determined to divest the people of the United Kingdom of these islands, please sell them to the United States.
That's right, baby. Base.
I will sponsor the legislation happily, enthusiastically, to appropriate the money to do it. And then the United Kingdom can be out of the picture, and the United States can continue to control one of the mightiest and most important military bases in all of human history.
Damn. Orange Land 2, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening. So anyway, we'll see what happens. But the point is, Starmer over here has so much white guilt that he's giving away British land. I mean, that's what they've been doing forever. Straight up, England is mega giga cucked. It's unbelievable. United States of the world, United Islands of the planet. Yeah, so we're taking this shit, whether you like it or not. All right, because once the idea even flows by Donald Trump, it happens. I don't know if you've noticed. So I was certain, because we know the new Trump doctrine. A lot of people are unaware, where every month we capture a new El Presidente. All right, January was Maduro. Every month, one new El Presidente gets captured from somewhere. And I've been definitely saying that February we need to take the supreme leader of Iran as the El Presidente of Iran. But if Keir Starmer doesn't watch his back, he might be the El Presidente of March. You're gonna see every El Presidente can be taken. It'll happen every time. One El Presidente per month. It'll happen. So yeah. Anyway, so Starmer is selling away islands that have our military bases on it that we need, selling it because of white guilt purposes to retards that's going to get manipulated by China. And it's honestly insane. Prime Minister Starmer, Prime Minister Starmer, I apologize for saying you got your testicles on Temu. Anyway, so this is the Chagos archipelago that they're trying to sell. China offers lease deal with Mauritius already on the Chagos Islands. All right, China's being lined up to take Perros Bajos as its own. This is direct consequence to Keir Starmer's decision. The worst deal in history, handing strategic ground to hostile power, weakening the West. It's insane that this keeps happening. It's like that's literally what the West's entire strategy was recently. Suicide. Suicide was quite literally the strategy, it seems. Now, speaking of suicide, here's a pretty interesting statistic. Are you aware that 75% of England's mayors are Muslim? It's probably funny because, you know, England is a white Christian nation, right? Right, guys? So, yeah. Did you know this interesting, hilarious, and funny statistic that 75% of England's mayors are Muslim? It's totally not an invasion or anything. Now, I saw this was very important. The fact that 25% are not Muslims suggests that Britain has a major Islamophobia problem. Lady Keir Starmer, please look into this. Keir Starmer, this is unacceptable. 25% are not Muslims. This is Islamophobia, obviously. But now, in order for England's collapse to be complete and secure, because they hate their roots, they hate God, they hate the West, they hate civilization that was built by Christianity, they hate biblical values, they officially confirmed the first ever female Archbishop of Canterbury. Woo! Let's go! A little bit of heresy! Yeah, woo! Yeah, so this is what we're doing now.
Endorsed on this mandate is a certificate which verifies that public notice was duly given as required and that no person has appeared in opposition to the confirmation.
All right, you hear someone screaming and protesting in the background?
And as perhaps might have been expected, an announcement of...
Bro, I feel bad for Catholics, because part of the Catholic faith is that the church is like, you know, really super mega central, and now they have to watch the church actually just become heretics. Sorry, not trying to be rude here or anything to any Catholics that I might offend, but I just feel bad for y'all. Not gonna lie. So anywho, so we got people protesting that the female Archbishop of Canterbury gets elected and stuff. It's unbelievable. And the Archbishop of Canterbury confirms her role. All right, what does she have to say? Does she fight for Christianity in the West? Does she fight for Christian values?
England did make a lot of money from slavery in the 18th century. Is there a degree to which you think it's right that people who've benefited from something that is historically wrong should pay back later?
There are so many different elements to this, but I think the fundamental one is that human history is complicated. It's an intricate tapestry, and you can't unpick a single thread. There is no question that slavery is and was an abhorrent practice.
Slavery was abolished by Christians! Slavery was quite literally abolished by Christianity. All right, she's now reparationing. Dog, everyone had slaves. Slavery was the first business ever. All right, humans were the first bought and sold commodity in the history of the world. Okay, this is insanity. It's super important to recognize us doing slavery. Muslims still have slaves now, and you're importing them. Afghanistan just made slavery legal again. Christianity abolished slavery. This is unbelievable.
That this country, like almost every country and culture in the world, participated in. But the unique relationship that England and that Britain has with slavery is in ending it. We spent, we were only the second country in the world to outlaw it after the Danes, more than 200 years ago.
That's pretty good, right?
We spent a huge amount of money, of political capital, the lives of Navy sailors trying to end slavery around the world.
That's pretty good, right?
Everybody that we're talking about, everybody who perpetrated these crimes and everybody who was a victim of them is long dead.
Right, true. So why are we doing this?
To try now to address that does nothing but rake all of this up again. You know,
what? We're not allowed to talk about the fact that we abolished slavery, we as in Western civilization, because that just brings it up again for people that are offended by slavery? My guy, what are we doing?
The the only way, certainly, that the church is differentiating between people that it considers to have benefited from slavery and people that it considers to have been victims of slavery is race. It's inherently divisive, and I think
it's race, guys. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing. Yeah, anywho, meanwhile, they literally still have slavery in Africa. So she's out here, you know, celebrating the courage. She's so brave and celebratory. It's unbelievable. It's insane. So, anywho, super important to talk about. This is fucking crazy. This is crazy. There's slavery in Gaza. Yeah, there's literally a street in Gaza called Abid Street. Abid is slave in Arabic, where they have all the black people in Gaza. That's a real thing, by the way. So, anywho, this is crazy. These people are like, the self-hatred is insane. Insanity. So that's these guys. That's these guys. They elected a female Archbishop of Canterbury. That's how much they hate Western civilization and God. I think that, honestly, this is a war on God. This entire Epstein saga is just a complete and utter freak that's pushing all this stuff. Now, I have to show you the level of depravity, the level of absolute depravity that England fell into recently, all right? Through all this mass migration garbage shit. Okay. Pleased to see the jury make this decision, says Jack Palahniuk, an actual politician, Green Party leader, all right? A gay Green Party leader, all right? We need to have the eyes wide open, exactly, on why the government wants to abolish juries. Oh, boy. People protesting against the genocide are not the criminals here, it's the politicians who continue to provide cover. All right, so thank God for this. So we have Palestine Action protesters. By the way, Palestine Action is a terrorist organization, designated terrorist organization in the United Kingdom. So the Palestine Action protesters were found not guilty of burglary because they were protesting a genocide, which doesn't exist. There was no genocide in Gaza. That's literally one of the biggest fake newses of all time. All right, everyone's saying there's a genocide in Gaza. They use it to push some sort of politics. No one actually believes this. No one actually thinks there's a genocide in Gaza. The pretendicide never happened. It's been proven a bajillion times at this point. All right, the first ever genocide where the population increased during the course of the genocide. Right? That's pretty wild. Anywho, so they say that all they did was a simple burglary, so they were freed. All right. Now, the simple burglary was not so simple, actually. You see, any legal system that is unable to convict a person for slamming an officer with a sledgehammer on camera is illegitimate. And it's like, whoa, wait a second. You mean to tell me that everyone's celebrating that they got out of jail for protest? Oh, Palestine Action member Samuel Corner used a sledgehammer to break a police woman's spine. And the jury voted her out because it was a jury of Muslims that wanted the Free Palestine person out. So that's what's okay, cool. You're totally not an occupied country. You're totally not falling apart at the seams. Migrant 70, who told girl 12 cover her head before sexually assaulting her on her way to school, is spared jail. Who could this migrant be? Maybe it's a white guy. A white guy! Spared jail, bro. Spared jail. What are we doing, bro? Spared jail? All right, so here we have a 70-year-old Muslim immigrant raped a 12-year-old after telling her to cover her head, not in jail. Now you're probably wondering, not in jail? That's crazy. The judge's name was Amjad Nawaz. I see. I wonder if this is a coincidence. I wonder if you quite literally are importing people, electing them into office, and then they are just letting their homies and buddies get out of problems. It seems like Epstein wasn't the biggest pedophile issue in the United Kingdom, it seems, as diabolical as that sounds. Muslim judge is slammed for lenient sentences. Judge Amjad Nawaz gave no jail time to a 70-year-old migrant who sexually assaulted a 12-year-old. But don't worry, because Judge Nawaz has form for this. You see, there's legal precedent. There is legal precedent, ladies and gentlemen. You see, man avoids jail for second conviction involving indecent images of children in 2022. And then we have former lover of drug-dealing Wolverhampton gunman avoids jail after refusing to give evidence in 2014. Then we have Imam from Dudley Mosque avoids jail after found guilty of sexual assault in 2016. Then we have man avoids jail after punching man outside Sedley Wine Bar in 2015. Then we have man who went to terrified family's home with knife avoids jail. Then we have Maidenhead Man, who downloaded hundreds of indecent images of children, avoids jail. Then we have Dudley Pervert, also avoids jail. All seemingly by the same Judge Amjad Nawaz. This is probably a coincidence, guys. I'm seeing some Islamophobia in my chat, and I really don't like it. So as you can see, this guy got a 19-month sentence because he kicked a 6-year-old girl in the head, punched a woman in the face, punched a police officer and the admin. This guy got a 30-month life sentence in jail because he chanted, "Who the fuck is Allah?" Yeah, England is not in a good place. I don't know if any of you are aware, but England is really not in a good place. Like, I don't know, bro. This is getting creepy. So, as we can see over here, a 30-year-old man, this went viral today and yesterday. By the way, for those of you that are not aware, all this stuff I'm showing you just happened. I'm not digging up old cases. This stuff literally just happened. This just went viral today. All right? A 33-year-old man, Mohammed Agda Hassan Khan, probably a straight white male, was arrested after trying to rape a 12-year-old. Let's see his response.
Agda Hassan.
Yeah.
Aya.
I didn't do anything. You just harassing me.
Russia.
You're just harassing me.
Listen, one thing, yeah?
You're just harassing me, girl.
Carry on and we'll let you go.
You're harassing me. I did not do anything.
Me.
Carry on.
You're just harassing me. You're just harassing me.
He's the victim. It's every single time. It's every single time. Start a war, lose the war, they're the victims. Every single time.
Harassing me. You're just harassing me. There we go. You
molest a girl, get caught molesting a girl, you're the victim.
Stop, listen, let me tell you. Listen, people don't like people who groom children. You're causing attention to yourself.
No.
You're
just
up.
harassing me.
Zip.
See,
Calm down, Zip. Zip, calm it.
I'm a student, you're just harassing me.
I know.
I am just a student. I came here on student visa. You're harassing me.
Oh yeah, I know where you live.
You just harassing me.
Park.
You just
Blackfields.
Yes, you just harassing me. It's you just trapped me.
Right.
You just trapped me on. If you have everything, you just trapped me. You just pressing me. You just killing me. You're
killing me. Oh, I can't breathe. You're killing me.
Killing you.
You're just what's this? What's this? What's this?
Control restraint. You just tried to put
you just hold me.
Oh my God, shut up.
You just hold me.
Oh, give me another guy.
Hold me.
Listen.
You just harassing me.
Harassing me.
You just harassing me.
Yup.
I don't have anything. I just what I said. This is fake.
This is fake. It's all fake.
Fake. This is fake. Everything is AI. Yeah, you just
AI victims. AI.
I just.
You're getting nicked. Nicked. Right.
Yeah, you just want to.
I just want to get you arrested and get you deported from this country. Because you are a nonce.
Okay.
That's
You
what
just
I
want to
do.
deport me. You're just harassing me,
No,
girl.
you go to prison first. You're going to
just-
get remanded. You just have to go to come all the way down to meet you.
I haven't done
your
anything.
takeaway.
Hasn't done anything.
I haven't done anything. You just calling the police. It's
am
okay.
ringing the police.
I will
Right.
just. I will just call my
I've got
friend.
right, guys.
Yeah, crazy how this is happening. Now, the funny thing is, there is no age limit for sex in Sharia. I don't know UK rules. All right, bro.
Aga Hassan Khan, 37, at Manchester.
I don't have any friend. I will just call my police.
She told him she's 14 years old. Straight away he has to meet
I
her.
will just call police.
I am ringing the police when you shut your mouth.
You just call police.
Yep. So anyway, totally not a major issue. Totally not a major issue here at all. That's pretty wild. Now, this is pretty incredible. They straight up admit that this is what's happening.
Give you that. Go to your churches. Go to your mosques. We do. Look at Islam. It's all over here.
Oh, exactly. So you want to conquer us?
Because this is the Muslim predominant area.
You're a genocidal freak.
What?
You want white
This
genocide.
is the
Fuck
Muslim
you.
predominant area, yeah? Do you get me?
Yeah.
Nah, man, I'm with the king, man.
You were you were bragging about colonizing our town and
my
city.
King. What colonizing?
You were just bragging about Islam's.
Pretty weird. Look at this. We're taking over. What do you mean? Now, this is the DEI police. They're doing their job, you know.
What's he saying?
What are you doing?
Test it. I have to believe that you may be in possession of drug.
What?
Yes, I got the belief
Is
that
he
you may
even
be
an officer?
you may be in possession of drug.
Are you even an officer?
What?
That's why I want to search you.
What's your name first before you search, man?
I want to search you under section 23.
Yeah, can I have your name, please?
My
Bro.
phone is 08387. 08387.
Where are you based?
I'm downside police station.
And what do you want to do search for?
What happened to England, bro?
I have the reason to believe that you may be in possession of drug.
You may be in possession of drug. Must pat you down now. Drug. Yeah, bro. It's over. All right. So now you have people being like, all their actions are understandable, talking about how Islam is goated and stuff. Yemeni child bride 8 dies on wedding night. Yemen locals claim a girl died of internal bleeding after marrying a man 5 times her age. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't want to import people like that. I don't know. People are posting videos, and each one is more diabolical than the last. I know that some woke guy is going to tell me, but what's wrong with this clip? You know what? Nothing's wrong with this clip. That's my opinion, because I don't want England to take my video down. Nothing's wrong with any of this. Meanwhile, America is doing their absolute best. We have 2 forces in America right now. All right, we have New York, the New York City mayor's office. All right, so that's Zohran Mamdani. All right, a Muslim mayor of New York City. February 1st is hashtag World Hijab Day. What are we doing? But for those of you that don't remember, January was Muslim month. That was a real thing. January was actually called Muslim America Month. American Muslim Month, according to New York. All right? Let me see if I can find this. January, New York, Muslim. Like, they had a whole thing that January was Muslim Month, but February 1st is World Hijab Day. Today we celebrate the faith, identity, and pride of Muslim women and girls who choose to wear the hijab. Yeah, a lot of them don't choose. You might not be aware of this, but a lot of them don't actually choose this. Now, it's pretty wild. While the mayor of New York celebrates World Hijab Day, Iranian women are blinded by the Islamic regime for refusing to wear a hijab. These are women who had their eyes chopped out by the Islamic Republic in Iran because they didn't wear a hijab. And this is what they're trying to do. This is what they're trying to do. And it's actually insane. It's actually insane. So people in America that's the left, all right, celebrating Islam every single day. And then you have people on the right. This is Brandon Gill. He's pretty based.
Sharia law and radical Islam have no place in the United States. You know, there's a fundamental truth that I think we've got to recognize, which is that not all cultures are created equal, and they are not all equally compatible with America's governing framework.
Isn't it weird? Right-wing government says things like this, then you have the left-wing government, and they're just pro-pedophile. Have you noticed?
The reality is that radical Islam as a political ideology has a very different conception of freedom of speech than we have in the United States, a very different conception of freedom of religion, of separation of church and state, or of mosque and state. Islam as a political ideology is inherently imperialistic, and we see that now, unfortunately, all over the Western world.
Yeah.
Sharia.
Yeah, England, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, the point that I'm trying to make is we have people on the right who ultimately, throughout all the Epstein stuff and whatever, were really not implicated. Epstein was pushing for mass migration into Europe, into America, and into Israel, ironically. Ironically, he was working with the leftist politicians across the world. Now, everyone's freaking out that Donald Trump released the Epstein files because, everyone was using it as some sort of talking point against Trump. But in reality, the bullet hit every single leftoid across the world, to the point that leftists are finally changing their tune and being like, Epstein file is really not that important, actually, it seems. It's actually kind of diabolical. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Female gentlemen, appreciate all of you. So the reality is we are in a spiritual battle, all right? We these demon-worshipping pedophiles are pushing leftist propaganda across the world, and they're so retarded that they're still trying to make believe Trump is the major implication in the Epstein files. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe. Bye. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.